Hey everybody, just wanted to upload another video. I noticed that Graveyard Girl uploaded her Paranormal Tag, and I was going to go ahead and do it, but I'm a huge procrastinator, and I noticed that there's people that actually watch my channel. So I wanted to go ahead and upload it. So I have all the questions. It's going to be a little long. I don't know how I'm going to fit all this in a short period of time, but it's 13 questions? Yeah, 13 questions. Okay. First question is, how old were you when you first had your paranormal experience? And I would have to say I was about anywhere between, I'd say 3 to 5, but 3 just sounds way too young, so I think maybe between 4 to 6. I really don't remember that much when I was little, but the stuff that I do stands out really bright, and I don't know if that's just like the whole suppressed memory thing. I don't know. Anyways, getting off topic. When I lived at my mom's house, there was a bedroom that I would share that was next to the kitchen, and I'm not going to say my age or say how old this was, how long ago this was, but it was when a certain gaming system came out, and I used to always hear the noise in the middle of the night, like if somebody was playing a game and I could hear kids laughing, and then I'd go out to the living room and then check the kitchen, and nobody would be there. And then I would always ask my mom in the morning, who did you invite over that you were playing with when I was asleep? And she would be like, what are you talking about? And she would just blame it on my dreams or sleepwalking, because I had a really, really bad sleepwalking problem. I would even go outside and walk across the street and unlock doors. Yeah, that's a whole other story. Now, second question, have you always believed in ghosts? I can't say that when I was little I did, because I didn't really know what it was, but when I was probably maybe about 6 or 7, no, yeah, like 6 or 7, because when I was little, I didn't know what it was. Like, I just heard laughing, and my mother never spoke to me about that kind of stuff. And then maybe from like 6 or 7, my aunt had really, really bad cancer, and she lived in Dallas, Texas, and we were going to go visit her, so it was me and my mother, and at that time, we took a bus, because it was like a long time ago, so we took a bus all the way to Dallas, and every time we had to stop, we'd contact her and see how she was. Well, on the way over there, about an hour before, no, not an hour, it was like, maybe about 3 hours away? I don't know. It took forever to get there. We finally called, and my uncle answered and was crying, and it turns out that she was just in a lot of pain because of the cancer, and she was living on an oxygen tank, and she pretty much couldn't breathe for herself that much. She was always on morphine and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, this is getting depressing. Okay, well, she decided to take the oxygen mask off, and she killed herself in her husband's arms, which is my uncle. And we didn't get a chance to see her before she died, so they went and picked her up, and then they took her to the hospital, of course, just to do the DOA and file the report. And we ended up staying at my uncle's house that night, and we slept in their room, which was really, really creepy. Anyways, in the middle of the night, my mother was crying, and I would wake up, and suddenly it's like somebody's sitting on the bed, and my mother just starts holding me and crying, and she says, we miss you, but don't scare my daughter. And then the feeling just went away, and that's when I realized, when my mom finally told me that when people pass away, that their spirits linger. So just things like that. Ooh, I got chills just thinking about it. Okay, question number 3. Where's your favorite place to investigate? I really don't have a favorite place. To be honest, I really don't investigate. It's just things that happen to me, so I don't look for it. I've only actually gone looking for it once, when I was on a trip in Boston, and we were going to the Salem Cemetery where they held the Salem witch trials. So we were going to go over there, and then that's like the only time that I've ever actually looked for it, but it usually always ends up finding me. Number 4, what is your favorite tool to use when investigating? My eyes and ears. I don't know, just do it. I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. And let's see. Number 5. What is your scariest paranormal experience? My scariest paranormal experience would have to be here down in South Texas. Everybody's extremely superstitious. Extremely. Like, I'm not taking that lightly. Like, extremely superstitious. There's, like, urban legends of the Llorona, and then if you go down, like, a certain street in certain cities, that you'll see somebody on the road, and then they'll suddenly end up in your backseat. Just creepy stuff like that. There's, like, stories a million. Like, yeah. You can get a dime a dozen here. Everybody's superstitious here. Anyways, so my sister was going out with this guy, and she's like 5 years older than me, and his mother didn't like her, and we went over to their house once, and she had like jars with stuff in there, and hair, and candles, and yeah, really weird stuff. But there's like a lot of people that are into like black magic and white magic and like just different stuff here. It's really, really different. Well, anyways, she had like a bunch of stuff happen to her, and she was seeing things. She was seeing shadow figures, and she was hearing noises, and I thought it was just me. But then it turns out, and part of it I don't believe, but I'm really skeptical, and when it comes to certain things, like, she had one of my sister's bracelets that she had left over at her boyfriend's house, and then ever since it was left there, she was sick. And I guess in a way I kind of believe it. It just sounds so funny trying to explain it to somebody. Well, anyways, she started getting real sick, and she started seeing things, and then things just got worse at the house. We were seeing things, we were hearing, like people walking, you could hear keys jingle, like all sorts of stuff, just creepy stuff. Anyways, what would happen is that she got real sick, and she was just always sick, and I was always sick because I was always getting like anemia, and I had really bad asthma, and she was just real sick also. And then one of my cousins does a lot of white magic, and she saw my sister, and she said that somebody has, for me not to say it in Spanish, just put a curse on you. And then she was like, okay, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, I don't know who it is, but it's a certain someone who's jealous of you. And so we actually held a seance in my old house, where it was really weird. I had never had anything like that, where there's people that talk in tongues and burn, like, religious figurines, and it sounds crazy, with, like, different herbs that you would burn and smell, and then chanting and all sorts of stuff. Well, anyways, in the process of while you're sitting in this circle and watching all this go on, you could feel, like if somebody was looking over your shoulder, but you could actually feel hands sitting on you. And it was creepy. I had to get out of there. I told them, and they said that not to unlock arms because then it would leave your spirit vulnerable. I don't know. I was little. It freaked the hell out of me. So they gave me something, and they told me to leave the room and not look back. And I left. That was my scariest. Okay, so you can only imagine the kind of stories I have just hearing that. Okay, number 6. What is your favorite paranormal experience? Favorite. I'd have to say that one, because that's a good story. Because it's out there. I don't think a seance really in my house. Yeah. Do you know anyone else personally who has paranormal experiences? Yes, everyone in my family, because everybody saw it, even my father, because everybody here is, everybody that I lived with. Do you have trouble convincing friends and family about your paranormal experiences? No. Everybody believes. Extremely, except even my father. My father, he had seen something to the point where he refused to go back to the house. Just things like that. What's your favorite paranormal TV show or movie? I don't know. I really don't watch TV. I don't know, I was watching one recently that was, I thought it was interesting, but I don't know the name of it. I really don't watch TV. And then movie, I thought Paranormal, what was it called? I have no idea. Paranormal something, I have no idea. Anyways, that movie that came out, some of the parts were creepy, where you would hear noises and blankets would move and things like that. I could relate to some of the stuff, but then it just got so, like, I've never had to go that far, if it even happens, to where people die. But I thought part of the movie was cool. But I don't have a favorite. What would be your dream place to investigate? I don't know. After, like, hearing about certain places that people would go to after watching that show that I had seen a couple times, I want to go to, I don't know, it's Black Box TV did this thing for the Villisca Axe House Murders or something like that, and it seemed really cool. I don't know, I thought that was awesome. Also, Alcatraz and the Winchester Mystery House. Just being in that place. I went on a midnight Halloween tour once. It was awesome. Anyways, but being alone, that would be awesome if I did it. See, I wouldn't mind being in, okay, that comes to the next question. Okay. Do you prefer to investigate in a group or alone? Now, if it comes to, like, houses, like the Winchester house, I would love to do it alone because there really hasn't really been that many reports. But when it comes to places that have a lot more spirits there, like prison, like Alcatraz, like I could only imagine the amount of people that died in that place. Okay, or like an axe house murder place, I would not want to be alone. No. Okay. Now, number 12, is your home haunted? When I was little, yes, it was. We heard footsteps, keys jingle. It always sounded like a marble was dropping where it would hit, like, and bounce. Kids laughing, voices, just everything that I pretty much talk about. Number 13, have you ever had any paranormal experiences with animals? And that's no. I don't think I've ever had anything with animals. So that pretty much covers everything. This is probably long enough, but I hope you guys liked the video, and I dyed my hair again. I knew I would. But it's really, really dark. It hasn't faded yet, but if you can see the color, it's supposed to be Blue Velvet by Special Effects. It's like a purplish blue. And sorry my hair looks frizzy because I'm trying to hurry up and go to work. But you guys have a nice day, and thanks for watching. Bye.